Hello, and welcome back to English XYZ. I'm Alex, and I'm so happy you're here today. Today's episode is not about a book. It's about a journey that lives inside every human being, the journey between two roads, one called comfort and the other called courage. In this story, you will meet a young man named Ethan. He lived like most people, safe, careful, and afraid to take risks. But one day, something happened. Something small but powerful. It changed his way of thinking forever. And if you listen till the end, it might change yours too. This is a slow English story. You can listen, you can repeat, you can practice speaking with me. You can learn English and life at the same time. This is called shadowing. You listen, then repeat after me. So, are you ready? Take a deep breath, relax your mind, and let's begin together. Ethan was 25 years old. He lived in a small city. He had a job, a small apartment, and a simple life. Every morning he took the same bus to the same office. He sat in the same chair. He drank the same coffee. He spoke to the same people. He smiled, but deep inside, he felt something missing. He often looked out of the office window and asked himself, "Is this all there is? Is this my life?" He had dreams once, big dreams, but slowly they had become quiet. Every time he thought about doing something new, a small voice in his head whispered, "What if you fail? What if you lose everything?" So he stayed where it was safe. He called it being responsible. But deep inside, he knew he was just afraid. One day, while returning home, Ethan saw an old man painting on the street. It was raining lightly, but the old man kept painting. His hands were shaking, yet his eyes were bright. Ethan stopped and watched. After a while, he asked, "Sir, why are you painting here in the rain?" The old man smiled and said, "Because this is what keeps me alive." Ethan was surprised. He said, "But you could be at home resting." The man laughed softly and said, "Rest is for the body, my boy, not for the soul. My soul rests when I paint." Ethan walked away that day, but those words stayed with him. Rest is for the body, not for the soul. That night, Ethan couldn't sleep. He thought about his life, his dreams, and that old man. He remembered how, as a child, he loved drawing and creating things. But somewhere between growing up and getting a job, he had stopped. He had chosen comfort over courage. The next morning, he looked in the mirror and said to himself, "I am alive, but I am not living." Those words shook him. He realized that safety had become his cage. Comfort had become his prison. That day, something small but powerful changed inside Ethan. He decided to take one small step, not a big one, just one. He found his old sketchbook in a drawer. It was dusty, old, and forgotten, just like his dreams. He cleaned it, sat by the window, and began to draw. His lines were not perfect, his colors were not right, but his heart was awake again. For the first time in years, he felt alive. Days passed. He began drawing every evening after work. It made him happy. But soon, fear came back. The same voice whispered, "You are wasting time. You are not a child anymore. Dreams don't pay bills." Ethan almost stopped again, but then he remembered the old man's words. Rest is for the body, not for the soul. He smiled and continued drawing. Weeks later, his friend Lily visited. She saw his sketches and said, "These are beautiful. You should share them online." Ethan laughed nervously. "No one will care about my art," he said. Lily looked at him and replied, "Maybe not everyone will care, but someone will, and that someone might be waiting for you to share." That night, Ethan posted one drawing on social media. He didn't expect anything. But by morning, hundreds of people had liked it. Some even wrote, "Your art made me smile today." Ethan felt something shift. For the first time, he saw how courage creates connection. Slowly, he began to post more drawings. People began to follow his work. They asked for prints. Some even wanted to buy his art. Ethan was surprised. He had never imagined that something he loved could bring both joy and money. One evening, he sat with Lily and said, "I wish I had started earlier." She smiled and replied, "You started when your soul was ready." Those words touched him deeply. Ethan's life began to change. He was still working in his office, but now his evenings were full of light, color, and creativity. His days had meaning again. He realized something important. When you follow your heart, the world starts to follow you. Comfort keeps you alive, but courage makes you live. One Sunday morning, Ethan visited the same street where he first met the old painter. The man was there again, painting under the soft sun. Ethan went closer and said, "Sir, thank you. Because of you, I started painting again." The old man looked at him, smiled gently, and said, "I didn't teach you to paint. I just reminded you that your soul was sleeping." Ethan's eyes filled with tears. He said softly, "And now it's awake." The old man nodded. "Then don't let it sleep again." From that day, Ethan made a promise to himself. He would take one small step of courage every single day. It didn't matter if it was small. One drawing, one idea, one action. Because courage grows one step at a time. He started a small online shop for his art. It was simple at first. He made mistakes, he learned, he tried again. But every mistake was a teacher. Every failure was a lesson. Slowly, courage became his new habit. He began to notice something else. His confidence was growing. His fear was shrinking. He felt calm, happy, and free. He understood something deep. When you follow what lights your soul, fear loses power. When you create instead of complain, life begins to open new doors. Courage doesn't mean you are never afraid. Courage means you move forward even when you are. Ethan's story teaches us this. The world belongs to those who act, not just to those who dream. The first road, the road of comfort, feels safe but empty. The second road, the road of courage, feels risky but alive. You have to choose. Every day you wake up, you stand at that same crossroad. One side says, "Stay safe." The other side whispers, "Take a step." Which voice will you listen to? You might say, "But I'm not ready." That's okay. Nobody ever is. The truth is, you will never feel 100% ready. You start first, and courage grows later. You take one step, and the path shows itself. Courage is not a big jump. It's a small walk repeated every day. So today ask yourself, which road am I walking, comfort or courage? If it's comfort, maybe it's time to take one small brave step. Remember, the soul does not rest in safety, it rests in purpose. And your purpose begins when you move.